Joining me is our Chief Foreign Editor, Rob Parsons. Rob, what are the three leaders going to be discussing?
Well, they're meeting as part of the Astana process, which was set up in 2016 to try and bring peace to Syria, effectively replacing the UN Geneva process and sidelining the United States. So clearly, Syria, as you pointed out in your introduction, is going to be centre of their discussions, but it's not going to be exclusively about Syria. But certainly Syria is going to be very important, partly because the peace process is still underway in Syria. There is a major standoff in the northwest of the country between rebel forces backed by Turkey and government forces backed by Russia. But in addition to that, they're certainly going to be talking about Turkish plans to launch an offensive in the northwest of the country to try and establish a corridor at least 30 kilometres deep along the border with Syria, trying to push out the Kurdish militant forces in the area and Islamic State groups. There's a lot of resistance to that idea, it has to be said, from both Russia and from Iran. On Tuesday, President Erdogan of Turkey had a meeting with the supreme leader of Iran, Ali Khamenei. He told him pretty bluntly that the idea wasn't a good one. It would be bad for Turkey, bad for everybody. So there's a lot to discuss about that, but also they're going to be talking about Ukraine, about the idea of Turkey mediating a deal which will allow Ukrainian grain and perhaps sunflower oil as well to be shipped out of through the Black Sea to the rest of the world. Russia at the moment blockading it, making it impossible. According to the Russians, talks have resumed on that, and it looks like a deal is within grasp, but it's not all there yet.
So just how close are these three men?
Well, not as close as it might seem at the moment. This is it's a tactical alliance between them rather than anything else, not a long-term strategic thing. If you look historically, the relations between Russia and Turkey, Russia and Iran, Turkey and Iran have not been good. They've been hostile states. There have been frequent wars between them. So this is simply that. It's a tactical alliance which exploits the fact that the relations between Russia and the United States are bad, between Iran and the United States are bad, both countries sanctioned. But if you look at what's going on in more depth, there are certainly complications in this relationship. Neither Turkey nor Russia, for instance, want Iran to become a nuclear country. Turkey supplies drones, military drones to Ukraine, although it is talking about supplying drones to Russia as well. In Libya, there are the loggerheads. In Nagorno-Karabakh, there are loggerheads. There's plenty of room for things to go wrong in the future.
Thank you for that, Rob Parsons.